Hey, family and friends, it's Dr. Madeline with ExodusFoundation.org, coming to you with an urgent appeal. You may recall Sarah Willis was in our office last week, and I interviewed her. She recently returned from prison, did 7 years, and she needs housing, and she's seeking employment, highly skilled. And she's been sleeping on the streets. She slept in her car for 2 nights. The conditions where she was staying were not fit for human habitation, and she just had to leave. And so she will, a donor covered 2 nights, the past 2 nights, but she'll be back on the street again tonight without your help. And the first question that is often asked in situations like these is, well, if I give now, are you going to expect me to give again later? And are we going to do this for everybody? And I feel compelled to share a testimony from my youth where I was forced to kind of come up with an answer for that. So I was 8 years old. Our family went to church every Sunday. My sister was 3. And this is before you were required to wear seatbelts. So I'm sitting in our baby blue station, where I can remember those from the 70s, in between the little section of my parents, sitting between them. My sister's being held in my mother's arms up front in the front seat. And ambulances go by on the boulevard many times. And so I had grown enough spiritually at 8 years old to know I was supposed to pray for sick people. So I began to pray. And after a couple of weeks, my father noticed this, and he said to me, my middle name is Gay. He said, "Gay, what are you doing?" I said, "Daddy, I'm praying." "Praying for what?" I said the people in the ambulance, or the people that they're going to get. And my father said, "Girl, stop. What are you going to do? You going to pray for everybody, every ambulance that goes by?" And I was crushed. So I slid back into the seat. You know how slippery those seats are? I slid back and put my head in my hand, and I had a theological dilemma, crisis, right, at that moment. These grown-ups in front of me that have been taking me to this church and force-feeding me all these miracle stories, how Jesus provides, and you bring the bread and it never runs out and there's plenty for everybody. Okay. So I stopped praying. And when I saw an ambulance, I just grieved. And then I grew up. And I accepted a call to ministry when I was 15. And when I was 16, I had an answer, because I've been praying about that thing. I've been looking through the scriptures and, thinking about all of this. So I went to my dad, who was sitting in his bedroom, smoking his cigarette. My dad's a hunter. And had on his cowboy hat and his newspaper. And I said, "Dad." He said, "What's up, baby?" I said, "You messed with me when I was 8 years old. You raised a question. I didn't have an answer for you, but I have an answer for you now." He said, "What is it?" I said, "You asked me if I was going to pray for every ambulance that went by on the way to church." He said, "Yeah, are you?" I said, "Yes, every one that I see." And so as the Jewish mystics teach us, as wisdom tells us, we're responsible for what we see, what's right in front of us, not for what hasn't happened yet. Eckhart Tolle in The Power of Now puts it this way: if you cannot solve the problem right now, you don't have a problem. It's not a problem until you're able actually to solve it. So we create anxiety and frustrations for ourselves and worry about things that don't exist yet. But what we have right in front of us is a woman in her 60s, returning citizen, who needs our help. And if some of you are able to cover a few nights so that we can have a month for her in a microtel, that would be ideal. You can email us at exodusfoundation.org, or call and leave a message at 704-947-9090 extension 101. Exodus at exodusfoundation.org. We're not responsible for what we can't see. We have right here a problem right in front of us that we can solve right now. And yes, we may come back to you, and you have the right to say, can't help this time, maybe next time. Or you can say, I'm just going to do this one time. That's cool too. It's exciting to have an opportunity to give. It's a blessing to be in a position where we can give. So not every ambulance, just the ones you see. Not every crisis, just the ones put in front of you. And we're putting this in front of you. And we can solve this together. Why don't I take her in? We've taken people in. I'm just one red letter Christian. We do what's in red. There are others out there. I can't do it all. God bless you. May heaven smile upon you.